everybody, welcome back to Camp in a Box. Today we're going to make some tissue paper paintings. For this activity, you're going to need a spray bottle full of water, a little baggie of tissue paper, a couple writing utensils, a white crayon, and 2 sheets of cardstock. With your first sheet of cardstock, let's go ahead and write a secret message or a secret image with our white crayon. Obviously, you can't see the image now, but when you layer the tissue paper on top of your image and spray it down later, you'll be able to see that message or that image come back to life. Before we can start spraying down our tissue paper though, we need to sort out what tissue paper we want to use and what tissue paper we want to save for later. If you have any big strips of tissue paper in your kit like I did, go ahead and grab a pair of scissors and trim them down to size. Remember to put away any unused tissue paper so you can use it in the next part of this craft or in future projects. At this point, you can go ahead and grab your bottle of water and lightly spray the cardstock paper. Then you can start layering on your pieces of tissue paper. You're going to want to spray down a light layer of water just to help the tissue paper stick. If you want your whole sheet to be covered with color, make sure that you overlap the pieces of tissue paper just a little bit so that you won't have any gaps of white showing through at the end. If you find that your tissue paper is no longer sticking, just grab your water bottle and give the area a little light spray. Then your tissue paper should stick without a problem. Once your whole sheet is covered, go ahead and put away the extra tissue paper so it doesn't get wet during this next step. Now you need to grab your water bottle and spray down the entire paper. You should watch all the tissue paper go from its light color to a darker color as it soaks up all of the water. The paper should also look wet and the tissue paper should be just a little bit wrinkly. That's how you know you've sprayed enough water. Now you need to set your paper aside to dry for about 30 minutes. While your other piece is drying, let's go ahead and use our leftover tissue paper and cardstock to try to create a pattern with the tissue paper. I decided to go with some simple stripes, but you could try to do a swirl or something else if you'd like. This time, try leaving a little bit of space between your pieces of tissue paper so that little spots of white can show through. Once you're happy with how everything looks, go ahead and grab your spray bottle and give this piece of paper a good shower as well. Now that 30 minutes have passed, go ahead and add another layer of water to your first tissue paper painting. This time get really close with the nozzle and really saturate the paper. Once you let the tissue paper dry, you need to lift up one of the pieces of tissue paper gently to check how much color has transferred. If you want there to be more color, put the tissue paper back down and add another layer of water. Once you're happy with the amount of color, you can go ahead and take off all of the tissue paper from your cardstock. Go ahead and throw your tissue paper away and you can see what colors are left behind. If you want, you can go back into your tissue paper paintings with markers or colored pencils or even permanent markers to add drawings on top of your new background. And that wraps it up for this craft. Thanks so much for crafting with me today, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!